Now we know a little bit more about using media queries. Let's see how they can benefit our project. I'm going to be doing this with a mobile first approach. This means designing for small screens first, then changing layout as more screen space becomes available. To do this, we need to shrink the browser down to a small screen size. So let's go over to the browser and then shrink this down to a small mobile device. This is how a user would see our website currently on a phone. It looks pretty bad, so we need to go ahead and fix this. I'm going to change the styles we currently have in the styles.css file to make this look better. Then we can add a media query to change things for larger devices. Let's begin up at the top with the header. As a general rule, if you're unsure of how to style for small screens, a good starting point is to often make the content full width and also centered. So let's go up to the header section here, and we can shrink the browser down so they both fit on the screen. And let's start by targeting the body. At the bottom under the color, we can add the text align and set this to be center. Give that a save, and that pushes all the content to the center of the page. Then make the body the full width of the screen by commenting out this 80 VW. And then refresh, and now this stretches to be the full width of the mobile device. Any styling rules which you want to remove, such as this maximum width, I'm just going to comment them out for now. This is because we want to reintroduce them later inside a media query for larger devices. Then to make the search the full width too, and on its own line, we can make it the width of 100%. So let's target the input under the header and footer. So just like we looked at earlier, we can use these square brackets to target the input with a type of search. And then we can set the width to be 100% to make it the full width of the container. Refresh, and now it's on its own line too. So still within this header section, if we go ahead and widen this browser, we can see the site title and the links are no longer on the own line. We can fix this in the header H1 section. So let's scroll down a little to the header H1, which is just here. And then let's comment this line out and change the width to be 100%. Save and then reload. Now moving down to this main and aside section. If we take a look at what we currently have, this side section is currently set to be 27% of the width. This is why it looks so narrow, and the main section is set to be 68% of the width, so this is why it doesn't look very good. All of these sizes inside the main and the aside section are all relating to our full desktop view, so we can comment out all this section for now. In fact, we can remove these calculations from before, and then comment out the aside section, and also the same for the main section too. Give that a save, and we can add these back in later inside of a media query. And then reload the browser, and now our site looks instantly better. Now down to our products. We want these products to span the full width of the screen, so inline block is no longer needed. So let's go over to the product section, which is just here, and then comment out this inline block section, then refresh. So this leaves them now on their own separate line. Because they've got a width of 30% at the moment, they still look really narrow. So let's comment out this section from before. We can then set the width to be 100% and save that, reload, and now our product is 100% of the width of the screen. This is now looking a lot better, and with just a few small changes to our CSS, it looks a lot more suited to smaller screens. Remember though, this site is for learning purposes. If I was designing this site, I would generally build for the mobile view first, rather than altering the CSS which we've already added. With this now completed, in the next video we can begin to widen the browser, and then add the CSS for larger screens.